guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and place to be. It's Deb C, bloop, bloop, that's me, boop, Deb C. Hey guys, and happy Saturday. I hope everybody is having a great weekend. Today has been very relaxing. You did not get a video from me yesterday, but I'm here today, and listen. This is going to be a little bit of a rant snark video. It's not really a recap, but okay. First of all, let's just get into it. Please don't anybody come for me when I talk about this, because I know that this woman has a lot of fans. I historically have not been a super big fan of her. So I'm just gonna get into it. Last week, Jennifer Lopez came out with a movie. She says it's a movie. It's a movie, and it's called This Is Me Now. She released it's a movie for her album, but then there's a visual album. Listen. I watched this, and I'm going to tell you, I just barely made it through. The whole thing wasn't even an hour and 5 minutes, because probably like 10 minutes of it was credits at the end with all of her songs. Okay, so, okay, let's just say, okay, I don't know how to go about this. Jennifer Lopez, here's what I will give her credit for. Beautiful lady. I mean, if I could look like her and be built like that at her age, and I'm 55, hell yes, please. I would love to look like Jennifer Lopez. I would love to be built like Jennifer Lopez. She is beautiful, and she is a good dancer. She is a very good dancer. There are some of her songs that are catchy. I will say that they are catchy. That, I mean, if they come on, I wouldn't turn them off. Do I think she's a great singer? No. Am I a great singer? No, I'm not. I'm absolutely a terrible singer. Okay, so listen. She fashions herself to be a triple threat. She's a singer, she's a dancer, she's an actress. Okay. This movie had a $20 million budget. Listen, when I tell you who was in it, there's a reason why it had a $20 million budget. It was on Amazon Prime. I'm going to say this right now. Listen, nobody from Amazon or Amazon Prime is going to see me. But listen, I'm going to tell you right now. Don't be jacking up my rates for Amazon Prime because you gave a $20 million, because you were in on this, okay? This was a $20 million budget movie. Don't raise my rates for that. Okay, so $20 million. It was written by Jennifer Lopez. Listen, she is married, as everybody knows, to Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck won the best screenplay, the Oscar for best screenplay, along with his best friend Matt Damon, for writing Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I love that movie, loved it. So listen, I really hope he didn't look at this script and was like, that looks good. That sounds good. This movie was just a very long music video with superstar cameos and like a story that was just all over the place. So it was about her love life, and and like how she can't be alone, to be honest with you, it was tough to follow sometimes. Probably because I was laughing most of the time. But it's about her love life. I'm thinking, listen, why can't you just write a book about all this? So she goes through some kind of Mexican folklore story with a goddess named Alita, and she cast herself, of course, as the ancient goddess, because you're J-Lo. Why wouldn't you do that? She's chasing this magical hummingbird that represents her true love, or I don't know, a love, but she's chasing this thing throughout the whole thing. She's on a motorcycle with this guy. There's an accident, and then all of a sudden she's working in a heart factory. Listen, you're saying, well, what do you mean a heart factory? Do they make hearts? Do they service hearts? Do they work for the band Heart? Do they make candy hearts? What do they do? I don't know. I literally have no idea what they do at this heart, because all they do is dance. The heart factory is going to break down because there's not enough pedals, and then they're just dancing, and they dance, and then the only person that can save this heart factory is J-Lo. So on her way into this giant heart chamber, she dances. She dances into it. And then this voice is malfunction. And then I think, is everybody dead? Well, if everybody's dead because everybody's just dancing, and this factory is getting ready to fucking explode, and none of y'all do anything. I was so confused. So then she wakes up. Fat Joe is her therapist, and Fat Joe got on a drawn in beard, half beard. So then she's in a glass house, and I mean, the choreography in that was pretty good, because there was some abuse there, but they were dancing. I don't know how you're going to try and hide from this guy if it's the whole thing was a glass house, including the inside. The walls were glass. How are you going to hide from somebody? Okay. And then I was like, wait, if this is about her love life, who was that one? Who was that supposed to be based on? Mark Anthony, or who? Like I said, this is one big giant music video. It was tough. If you're going to watch this, you need to be drinking, or you need to be taking some kind of drugs. That's what would get you through this. That's what would get you through it. So when I said big time cameos, listen, this whole thing, her whole life is being watched on by this zodiacal council from above. And every celebrity plays a zodiac sign. So there's Jane Fonda, Kim Petras, Post Malone, Keke Palmer, Trevor Noah, Sofia Vergara, Jay Shetty, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Jennifer Lewis. Those guys, particularly Post Malone and Keke Palmer, were my favorite part of the whole thing. That's where the money went to. A lot of the money went towards that. And they were talking about, she can't be alone, and they were like, listen, we can't help her. She got to realize shit on her own. And they started talking about, they even threw Vanderpump Rules in there, and we're joking about that. That was my favorite part of this whole thing. If it could have just been them, I would have been okay with it. So then she gets married, But she gets married, and then she starts immediately singing and dancing into the reception. And she's married to a dude, and then she's dancing with Derek Huff, and then it's another dude. And I was like, what is going on here? But it shows that she was married like 3 times. So, and all the guests there were like joking about how, well, this one's not going to last. And so she was kind of making fun of the 3 weddings. Okay. So then her friends form like, they do an intervention. And then she goes to Fat Joe, and Fat Joe is like, bitch, I can't talk to you no more. You're a love addict. You got to get out of here, and you got to go someplace else. I'm tired of this. So you got to get up out here and go to a Love Addicts Anonymous, a Love Addicts meeting. She takes her dog to this Love Addicts meeting. She's talking, you think maybe she's gonna get deep in stuff. She's talking. And then she just in the middle of this starts dancing. It turns from a love addiction meeting to an interpretive dance circle. And who? Listen, the only smart one in that room was that dog, because that dog left. The dog was like, peace out, I'm out. See ya. So, it was at this point that I was thinking I was going to turn it off. So then she realizes, wait. At one point, she sat in her house and she burned her love letters. And I believe in the background, from what I understand, the song Dear Ben was playing. Thank God she married him. She wrote that song. So she burned them. I don't know if that was before or after the meeting. And if you're confused by this review, I was confused by this whole thing. I stopped taking notes at one point, was like, what am I going to do with this? So then she finds out that one of her exes is getting married. And she goes there, and then that's when she realizes, she's like, I don't know what she realizes, but she realizes, oh, okay, shit. Stuff is opening up for me. And then she goes back to Fat Joe, and she talks, because with Fat Joe, with therapy, because he took her back. At the therapy, she's like, she talks about dreams. So then she talks about this dream about her going back to her old neighborhood. She's walking down the street. She feels like she's being followed, but she's being followed by her younger self, by a little girl that's her. And she realized that she wasn't there for herself, or she didn't love herself, maybe. And she was real happy. And then she ended up back at the Heart Factory. And nobody at this factory does any work. They just dance a lot and sing. Once again, I will not take it away from her. She is a good dancer. I mean, there was some good choreography, I'll say that. But nobody works in this factory. They just dance around. But the factory was flourishing because there were pedals all over the place. People were happy. And then she's with Fat Joe again. And then he's like, it's raining. Do you want me to drive you home? She's like, no, I'm going to take the bus. Listen, Jennifer Lopez, you're going to take the bus. You're going to take the bus. Okay. So she goes outside. She has her umbrella, her hat and everything, her raincoat. And then she's sitting there, and then this beautiful hummingbird comes up, and she's like, oh, love is out there. I guess that's what she thought. She was like, all of a sudden she was taken over by happiness, and I guess that showed her that like love is still out there, and she's dancing in the middle of the street like a goofball. There's other people walking down the sidewalks. They're smart enough to have their umbrella. She just throws her umbrella away. She's dancing in the street and get hit by any cars. And so and then it ended. And that was it. And I was like, oh, I will never get that. It didn't take me an hour to watch that. It took me longer. I had to take a break. You know when you watch Glitter's not a great movie, but she can sing. Like, she can sing. Mariah can sing. And then at the end, there's this like newscaster that they sprinkle on in between, like every once in a while. And come find out, his name's Rex Stone. He's fictional. He's not for real. And that was played by Ben Affleck. This girl's Delulu. I mean, ain't nobody love J-Lo like J-Lo can love J-Lo. I mean, you're supposed to love yourself. I get that, but that. Ooh, I feel bad for people who were like, I'm going to go into the movie. Is this even playing in movie theaters? They're like, I'm going to go into the movie theater and pay money to see this. If I would have paid money for real money to see that, I'd be pissed. I would be pissed. And you know, half these people that are in this movie are probably in this movie because they're like, oh, I love Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm a fan of J-Lo. Like, Keke Palmer. Well, she was in you know what? She was in Hustlers. Is that what it was? That movie where she plays, she was in that movie with, Keke Palmer was in that movie with her. I could see the same thing with maybe like Trevor Noah and like Kim Petras, maybe Sofia Vergara. Like I said, that right there, that Zodiac Council, that was my favorite of the whole thing. They need to just have them, they sprinkled them throughout. But if it would have just been them, I would have been okay. Yeah, so I'm not going to give it any rate. I would give it out of 5, maybe like a 1, just because it was funny. It was she is beautiful. The music was catchy. I guarantee that was auto-tuned. That was definitely auto-tuned. Like I said, I watched it, so you really don't have to. Unless you're a real big J-Lo fan, then go ahead and watch it. So there we go. That was J-Lo. That was my take on J-Lo. This is me. No. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed. If you watched it, please let me know what you thought. Let me know if you were as confused as I was. I just was confused. So there we go. If you watched it, let me know. Let me know what you thought. And with that being said, if nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, positivity, and understanding out there. Please take care of one another. And number 1, always be aware of your surroundings. Number 2, please stay safe. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow for a review and a reset. Bye, guys. Love you guys.